Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Today we're going to look at this new stabilizer from Topoint Archery. Now the first thing you're going to ask is who's Topoint Archery? They're a Chinese manufacturer and they make archery gear for a whole lot of bunch of American companies in the US. But they make everything. They make bows, compounds, recurves, sights, rests, release aids, stabilizers, anything you can think of, bow quivers, they make. This is their latest offering. It's a top-end target stabilizer. They've really pushed the boundaries from low-cost archery gear to high-end archery gear. Now these weights are this is what it comes with, and these weights are interesting. At the end here, you'll see a little rubber dampener. I think what's going to happen when I shoot this rubber dampener will take out some of the shock. Because when I've tested stabilizers, if you put a rubber dampener at the end, it reduces the vibration. This is extremely thin. So to me, this is the thinnest of all the carbon stabilizers, and this is stiff. It's as stiff as anything on the market. So to me, this is a really high quality stabilizer. It feels high quality. Now you're going to say, well, how much is this? I'm going to say probably about 150 bucks. And you're going to say, well, that's a lot for Chinese. And it absolutely is a lot for a Chinese stabilizer. However, when you're comparing this stabilizer to the likes of the other top-end stabilizer on the market, which are about $400 odd. So it's almost a third of the price. It's got a stack of weights here, which I'm interested in. So best bet, screw it to the bow and let's see how it feels to shoot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a whole bunch of weights to the end of this. Now, some people say with Topoint they make some pretty average stuff, and I don't know if Mr. Lee, I hope his name's Mr. Lee, Leon is his name, the guy who owns it, he's probably going to hate me, but they do make some cheap stuff, right? And yes, stuff does come loose, but this is a top quality product, but their stuff is very affordable. And for me, most people who come in my shop are price sensitive. It's very rare where I get a person who comes in the shop and says, I want to lay $3,000 down on the top of the line bow, top quality stabilizers, top quality sight. In fact, in my lifetime, I don't know if that's ever happened. So let's have a feel of what this, so the stabilizer's stiff. It's actually that comes with a fair bit of weight down the front, so let's see what this feels like to shoot. I'm going to guess this feels alright. Now, Topoint have recently been sponsoring shooters to shoot in the World Archery Series, and you'll see them shooting Topoint bows, Topoint stabilizers. I don't know if they're shooting this new Topoint sight, but they're shooting all their stuff and they're shooting big scores with it. So okay, so I'm going to say there was no aftershock at all. It was extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. So how do I rate that compared to any other stabilizer I've shot? I think it's as good as anything I've shot. And you're going to say you just did a review on a $450 stabilizer. This feels pretty good. There is a little bit of aftershock. I don't know if you can see it with so I'm just going to tap it. You can see it does dissipate really quickly, but it's very good. I don't feel any vibration coming back through the bow. I can feel the weights at the end vibrate, and that's pretty standard. I'm going to say I don't feel that with my dead center icon. Don't know why. This stabilizer is thinner than the dead center icon, so you can get less wind. It's also less than half the price. Very, very good. Very good. Very, very good. So that's so good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put a whole bunch of weights down the front end here, because I want to know, first thing I want to know is I want to know what thread we're using. So with stabilizer threads, there's basically two sizes of thread that people use. One's the 5/16, which is standard stabilizer size, and this is the small size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the weights from my current stabilizer, put them on here, and compare my current Icon stabilizer to the okay, so I've got this stack of weights, and you're going to say how many ounces is there? There's a fair bit. So I don't know how much each one of those is, but there's about 20 ounces, I'm going to guess. And this is about what I test most of the stabilizers with a whole bunch of weight. Now, I'm going to say that this little rubber thing on the end, which from dead center, does reduce a bit of vibration, so it is a good thing. And with my dead center stabilizer, I do have rubber things wrapped around the stabilizers. I found it didn't make much difference, but it made enough difference that I was like, it's worth doing it. So once again, let's just tap that. It's pretty good. Goes away quickly. One of my friends said do the bounce test where you bounce the bow in your hand and see if the stabilizer settles down. So let's just move back a bit. Very good. That is very, very good. When I do these reviews, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble or not, because people see it and they go, well, you're recommending this cheap product. This is good. Very good. Honestly, I can't feel any vibration at all. The rubber thing down the end from dead center, I think when I did the dead center video, I found that absorbed a bit of shock, and I think it absorbs a bit of shock with this. I find these weights with this stabilizer are better than the weights it came with. I don't know if that's a rubber thing down the end, but and I don't know if I've got the $150 right, because I haven't posted these stabilizers online. They come in various lengths for a long rod, and they also come with a side rod. The back rod I find is not as critical because it's shorter, so that's stiffer anyway. It's only the long rod which is critical. You'll see I'm shooting a Shrewd Onyx back here. And I've had this thing for years because I've had no reason to change it. Because it's fine, it doesn't vibrate, there's just no reason to change. Look, I'm going to say that is an awesome stabilizer. I think Topoint, whoever their engineer is, I don't know if Leon, who owns the company, is the engineer or what, but whoever designed this thing, amazing. Like, really, for their price, this thing's amazing. I don't know if this carbon rod from this adapter here is going to come out over time, but if it does, glue it back in. I'm going to say what I would have here, I'd have these things so you can wrench it. These are big. I would have it so you can wrench it with a wrench to lock it in place. But absolutely, if you're shooting compound or recurve, this stabilizer at about $150 from memory, and let's say it's 200. At 200, it's still half the price of anything else on the market. At a half price of anything else, it's just a game changer. And I kind of feel like I'm stealing that from other people. So on the negative side, on the positive side and negative side, on the positive side, Topoint have made an awesome stabilizer that is truly amazing for the price, I think. Obviously it doesn't come with that, that's the dead center weight. I'm going to say the graphics here, like they look alright, but I would have got rid of this here. I don't think you need it. A deer, because it's for target archery. It's just so good. Anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Now, if you're looking at a stabilizer, the cheaper ones will be thicker and they'll have more flex. So if you're looking to buy a stabilizer, just bear that in mind. Come in with your budget. But these things are well worth having a shot with. That's the first time I've ever shot it, and that was impressive. So I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Enjoy your archery, and the more you shoot, the better you shoot. Whether you shoot a fat stabilizer or a thin stabilizer, just practice. Thanks for watching. Bye.